Hi, I'm Michelle the Irritable Vegan, and today I'm sharing 3 recipes for low FODMAP hummus. Sometimes people are surprised to hear that they can still enjoy hummus on a low FODMAP diet. Although you need to be mindful of portions and make a few simple ingredient swaps, homemade hummus is definitely worth the effort. I've created classic, grilled red pepper and peanut and lime versions. The base recipe of each flavour is the same, just with extras added in to create a different feel to each batch. Now, I don't recommend you make and eat these all in the same week, but I hope that you'll keep coming back to this video and be inspired to try each one whenever you need your hummus fix. I really hope these recipes encourage you to experiment and include safe portions of hummus into your weekly meal plan. Let me know which is your favourite in the comments below. We'll begin with a classic hummus recipe. The first thing we need is canned chickpeas. Add to these ground cumin, salt, freshly ground black pepper, a squeeze of lemon juice, and we'll replace the usual crushed garlic with garlic infused olive oil. And a little FODMAP note about garlic oil here. I'm in the personalised phase and can tolerate moderate amounts of garlic, so this Aldi brand is fine for me. If you're in the elimination phase or don't tolerate garlic well, then you'll need to make sure that your infused oil is free from any garlic pieces or sediments. As with any FODMAP friendly recipe containing canned legumes, you need to start by draining and thoroughly rinsing the chickpeas. A good way to determine how long you need to rinse them is to keep going until the bubbles stop forming on the surface of the chickpeas. We'll be making 2 portions of hummus, so we'll need 84 grams or half a cup of drained chickpeas. Add the chickpeas to a food processor along with 1 tablespoon of infused garlic oil, 1 tablespoon of tahini, 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin, and a generous grind of salt and pepper to taste. I also added 1 tablespoon of filtered water to help my food processor along. If you own a decent blender, you may not need to do this, so only add water if necessary. Blitz everything together until creamy. You may need to scrape down the sides several times until everything's well mixed. If you prefer a very smooth texture, you can remove the skins from the chickpeas before blending. This recipe is for 2 portions and lasts up to 3 days in a covered container in the fridge. Making only 2 portions at a time means you can leave a day in between portions if you feel you need it. So it's ideal for people who are still experimenting with their thresholds or are worried about FODMAP stacking. If you're fairly tolerant of garlic oil, you can add an extra drizzle over the hummus before serving. Next up is grilled red pepper hummus. We'll be using all the same ingredients as for the classic version, but we'll be adding in 150 grams of red bell pepper. We'll also add 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/8 teaspoon of dried chili flakes or chili powder, and a tablespoon of tomato puree. You can substitute this for 2 sun-dried tomatoes if you prefer. To make sure you're not duping yourself out of a full portion, you need to weigh your pepper after it's been cut and de-seeded. Cut the pepper into quarters and grill or broil for approximately 10 minutes until the skin blackens. If you've been watching my recipes for a while, you've seen me do this before, but we need to peel the skin from the peppers. The easiest way to do this is pop the hot peppers straight from the grill into a glass jar. Close the lid and leave them to cool for 10 minutes. Once they're cool enough to handle, the steam from inside the jar will have loosened the skin, making it quick and easy to peel off. To save you time, this can be done a day or 2 before and the peppers stored in the fridge until you need it. Add 150 grams of the bell pepper to a food processor. Then add all of the ingredients of a classic hummus except the water. Add to this the smoked paprika, chili powder and tomato puree. Blend everything together until well combined. Once again, this recipe serves 2. Not only is it delicious, but the extra ingredients also make it a more substantial portion. This means it's easier to eat it as a main meal rather than just a side or snack. If you can tolerate spice, then add an optional sprinkle of dried chili flakes before serving. And finally, something a bit different to tickle your taste buds, peanut and lime. I use peanut butter powder, but regular peanut butter is fine. I add some freshly crushed coriander seeds and spicy lime pickle. And the reason I'm not showing you the brand is because this particular one contains garlic. Be sure to check the labels before you buy. To 2 portions of classic hummus, add 2 tablespoons of peanut butter and 1 tablespoon of lime pickle. Blitz everything together as usual and taste for seasoning. I prefer to add the crushed coriander seed after blending. Depending on the tartness of your lime pickle, you may feel you need sweetener. I added 1 teaspoon of maple syrup to taste. For an added crunch, top with chopped peanuts before serving. So there you have it, 3 delicious FODMAP friendly hummus recipes for you to try. Serve it with your favourite FODMAP free veggies and potato wedges on the side. My favourite dunkers are radish, carrot and cucumber sticks and homemade potato wedges. As mentioned before, these are not designed to all be eaten together in one sitting, but to provide inspiration for your hummus cravings in the weeks to come. And here's bonus recipe number 1. The red pepper hummus is particularly good stirred through a FODMAP friendly portion of pasta. I top mine with sliced green olives and a sprinkle of nutritional yeast. And bonus recipe number 2, the peanut and lime hummus makes a deliciously tart topping for any rice or noodle bowl. Serve garnished with a slice of fresh lime and a sprinkle of chopped peanuts. Add your favourite FODMAP free veggies, a portion of rice or noodles and dig in. As always, thanks so much for watching and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!